Hey guys, there we go. Jordan out here, and as you can clearly see, it's Sunday, and that means one thing. That means Wholesome Monster Girl time. Oh no, wait. Well, it does mean Wholesome Monster Guy. It's just blah, 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 blah. Let me get my last video. Well, let's do this first. Again, this prayer was edited and changed for streamers by Juniper Wood. Sacred Heart of Jesus, we entrust that are all that we create for you, for it is by your will that we are able to create in the first place. Look down upon us and reveal to us the treasures of love, goodness, and grace in your most loving heart. Forgive our sins and fortify our weaknesses, that we may serve faithfully as you deserve. These favors we ask for ourselves and for every community we encounter both online and offline. May all that we do embody your truth and everlasting love. Make us more like you and shape all that we create to fit within your divine will for us. Heart of Jesus, pierced by a soldier's lance on Calvary, be our refuge in life and our gateway to paradise. Amen. Amen. Okay, so here we are again. Gonna load. There is Sister Nalia. Okay, so after Mass, Sarah Wren and I wait for Clover and Ida before we all go to class together. Dude, you need more guy friends here. Nothing of interest happens in the morning classes until I hear a noise behind me from Sarah. Psst, 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 psst. Gabe, hey Gabe, 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 hey Gabe, Gabe. Gabe. No, I'm kidding. I try my best to be subtle despite her persistence. I turn my ear and look with one of my eyes towards her to let her know she has my attention. I don't want her to get in trouble again like the other day after all. Sister Holly, oh my God, girl with those eyes. So, me and some of the others were thinking about going to the arcade tomorrow afternoon. Are you up, boy? Arcade, huh? I think that would be pretty fun, actually. It would give me a chance to see some of the town while I'm out to boot. Give her a quick thumbs up to let her know my answer. I can feel her smile behind me, beaming from behind me. I didn't really expect to be doing much the first weekend at a new school, but my destiny seems to be leading me down a more social path. I wonder who else might be coming. I'll have to ask after class so I don't get aggro from the teacher. Unfortunately, as soon as class ends, Sarah gets his head start out the door before I can even ask who else is coming. Oh well. It's lunchtime now, however. I don't feel particularly hungry today for some reason. Maybe I'm just excited tomorrow already. 1 second, chat. For now, I just decide to wander through the hallways, thinking to myself, so long as you don't talk to yourself or talk out loud and silent like I have a habit of doing. Also, the other thing I was going to point out is I want to thank you guys for watching the very last episode of Wholesome Monster Girl Academia. 45 views, the most views I've had in this series yet, so I don't know why. I don't know if it's our lovable vampire girl, but that was on the cover, but hey, thanks. I don't know if it was my confession that I haven't been to Mass in 6 years, so I'm going to be honest. That is not something that I am proud of in the least. I would love to be able to go back to Mass again, but I can't drive. And Nathaniel So, you haven't been in 6 years. No, I haven't. I can't drive. It's not within walking distance. And really, we don't know anyone who could come. Now, I do know that there are situations where priests can come in. Like if you're shut in or you're so sick you can't make it and you can hear your confession that way, or lay people can bring the Holy Communion to you. But I don't even know how to set that up. Anyway, I wonder if I should get more reading done or something. Yes, you dumbass, you should. Sorry for the bad word. As I'm walking through the hallways thinking about what I should do. And I'm not blaming Nathaniel for asking that. I mean, that's a stunt, so no one pick on him. I probably would have done. And in fact, I have. I've heard people years and years ago, you haven't been to Mass in 10 years, 15 years? My God. And, COVID did a lot of it, and then operations and age has done a lot more. So it's an honest question he had, and giving you the best of honest answer I can give. That appears somewhat out of the way of the rest of the school. Now you go to Narnia. Okay, anyway, curious, I venture down the corridor to the chatter of other students. Going to lunch slowly dissipates. I go on the corridor to another wing that appears less used than the rest of the school. Now you're going through a time warp. This is where I went for music class yesterday. As I go deeper into the hallway, I hear muffled shredding of an electric guitar coming from somewhere within. I notice light on in one of the rooms, which is hard to notice at the first due. Oh my God, am I going to have to make a choice between arcade music or maybe even books? Light of the outside still beaming from the windows. I approach the door curiously and lean in to view of the door's window to begin. I see Arya jamming away with a cool and shiny black electric guitar, while with a white spider lily design on the head. It's connected to a mid-size amp with a red rose design on the left corner. Seems she's a fan of floral rock and rock iconography. I watch for a moment, now thinking about how it would appear if she caught me staring from outside. She continues to keep her eyes closed, and I assume to feel the final vibrations of the song she's playing. And my self-awareness returns as I notice what I'm doing. Yeah, you're being a stalker, dude. I decide to turn around, back off, and go about my business. But just as I do, I accidentally bump the door with my backpack, and it hangs on one of my zippers, causing all of my books to fall out. Oops. Kneeling down in shame, I collect my belongings, taking my time, as I know she's probably approaching the door by now. None of that happened to me in grade school, but I did fall down the stairs one time, and I've told this story, I think, in other videos. 5th grade, I'm walking down the stairs. Our school's double-story. I don't remember if it was for lunch or school was ending or what. School had to have been ending because I was taking my books and stuff. Walked down the stairs. I don't know how I missed one of the steps. It's the only thing natural. I go tripping, rolling down the stairs. Even past somehow, I don't know. Somehow I go even past the secondary steps and go tumbling down to the very first stairs. I mean, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't no broken bones. Probably a few bruises. My friend Jackie comes along and sees me picking up my lunchbox and my books and stuff. Asks, and it might have been lunch. I don't know. If I was okay with what happened, I'm like, I don't know. Somehow I fell down the stairs. How do you do that? I don't know. I half expected her to open the door in the middle of me picking up my mess, but when I stand up, her face, oh God, she's pissed, is right in front of the window of the door looking down at me. Hey! She opens the door for me as I'm already my apology for intruding. Come in. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to. Don't worry about it, just come in before you attract any more attention. I don't like playing music in front of people. Well, like this. I'm surprised she didn't just grab me and pull me in and slam the door behind Gabe. I hurry inside at her request. Arya shuts the door behind her, leaving me in an awkward position of being caught after listening in. So I was just walking by when I heard your guitar playing. No kidding. I also know that this wing of the school is empty at this time of day, and you have to be walking out of your way to get here, too. Oh, want to explain that? I was bored and looking for something to do. So you make a habit of wandering down in empty school corridors? Would you believe me if I said yes? I pray my attempt at humor lightens the mood a bit. Not really, no. Darn, I didn't think it would. I'm just not used to having company in here while I play. Sorry for intruding then. This is where I used to play with my bandmates before they graduated. It's been a bit different without them here, but I'm getting used to it. I guess you can't meet up with them as much as often anymore, huh? Well, no shit, Sherlock. No, they all had to get jobs, so we still meet on occasion. We have to keep the band together, you know, especially if you want to. Yeah, never mind. What was that? I guess they have some kind of goal in mind, but since she doesn't want to share, I won't press her. What genre do you guys play again? Dude, you were the one listening to it. Alt rock, punk, metal, industry, basically anything with a darker vibe. I don't know what any of that is. True to her looks then. Not to criticize too harshly, but I would have guessed most of that from her appearance alone. Not that I mind, I have nothing against the look or the genres. Anything you're willing to play in front of me? What, your frequent concert wasn't enough? Humor me with an encore? Arya puts a slight smirk on her face, apparently amused at her discourse. Oh wow, that is a smirk. She readies herself again and starts strumming her guitar as before. The melody seems improvised and not too familiar, but it definitely has the feel of someone who knows her stuff. Not that I'm a kind of expert to judge. I sit and listen for a while, mesmerized by the sound of her guitar. I've never been that deep into music, but hearing someone play live awakens some kind of spark within me. It almost makes me want to pick up an instrument. Almost. I sit here and enjoy the music until its completion. I kind of wish my piano was plugged in so I could play music for you guys again. Even though when I've checked on my PC, most of my piano playing and singing at all volume, are downvoted. So sorry about that. I mean, I know my singing sucks, but it kind of sucks that a lot of people just don't like my piano playing too. Anyway, as she finishes, God, malware bites, go away. Like she did before, she lets out the sound of reverberate throughout the room while we soak in the last note. Bravo, I'm impressed. She says nothing. You must have practiced a long time to get this good. Thanks. It wasn't easy, but it's been a great way to escape anything that's been going on in my life, so I just kind of attached myself to it. I never had the opportunity to play anything myself, so seeing someone so skilled up close is something else. Well, I take that back. I was forced to play a recorder in elementary school one time, but that didn't last very long, and my parents could only stand hot crushed buns so many times in a row. Hey, you know what? Elementary school, kindergarten, I played the drummer boy for the school play in Christmas, and I smothered And it's a good thing was a plastic doll, but I smothered baby Jesus with the drum. The nun said, "This is your gift. You don't put it down on the ground. That's sacrilegious. Horrible, horrible. You offer it and give it to the baby Jesus." Well, I mean, I was 6 years old, so I'm giving it to the baby Jesus. And the school's cracking up. Mary sitting there, 6th grade, and you're just saying, "Put it on the ground. Put it on the ground." "I can't," sister said, "to put it on baby Jesus. It's not my fault the doll would take the drum." I feel kind of self-conscious for taking up too much of her practice time, so I decide to give her space back. "I don't want to keep you from your practicing, so I'll get up your hair." Arya doesn't respond verbally to this, but she does give me a little smirk. God, her and her smirks. "I'd like to get a list of those recommendations you mentioned earlier, if you don't mind." "Want to trade?" "Oh, aren't you slick, Mr. Gabriel?" Cell numbers. She even listened to her. "You're pretty smooth for an underclassman. I'll give you that." God, why am I giving her Iron Mouse's accent? That's reserved for Eva. She holds her phone out with her contact information, and I enter it into my phone. "I'll send you a few to get started with later when I get back to my room." I'll wait an eager hand. Casanova, tone it down. "I bet you will." God, she's got his number all over the place. After she gives me a final smirk, I head out the door and back into the hallway. Almost as soon as I shut the door, I can hear her start to play again. It's no wonder she's so good. I think about inviting her to the arcade get-together tomorrow, but decide against it. I don't know who all is coming or inviting to be with. Heading back to the cafeteria, I find myself already regretting my decision to skip a meal. Yeah, well, that's your fault, babe. Bud, dude. By the time I get to gym class later that day, I come to fully regret skipping lunch. The coach starts today's class with some warm-ups and has us run a mile on the track before letting us choose what to do for the rest of the period. Ugh. After all that movement and so little fuel, I decided to join the girls in the bleachers today, specifically Clover, Eva, and Arya. Now, I'm kind of hoping with the main game, we see even more students, more guys, a few more girls. Being careful to avoid, and especially Sarah's gaze, I know she would pull me into their group in a heartbeat. I head over to the empty space around Arya, Clover, and Eva. I approach the girls with a quick greeting. Yo! Clover is the most obviously social at the group, so it's no surprise that she greets me first. The others hardly look up from what they're doing, except Eva, who briefly looks over her book in my direction. Mind if I sit here? Nah, I was telling Eva all about the exciting new things that FFKO is doing in this newest update. Final Fantasy Nights Online. Final 14th Nights Online, see? Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've done any good long-term gaming lately. I've been meaning to try out this Shady Souls series. Now we'll hold on for a split second. Subject. Yeah, this is probably Dead Souls. The totally real and incredibly distinct action game that is popular with hardcore gamers is well known or being extremely hard and to beat in a dark, grim atmosphere. It's totally real, not made up. Legally distinct name, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG that Clover is obsessed with. That the appeal of this game is that it essentially is endless with massive amounts of content and millions of players across the globe with which to play. The long name is often shortened to FFKO for brevity's sake. In other words, Final Fantasy Online. Okay, turn game. Don't let the memes fool you. It may be hard at first, but once you get into the controls, it's a matter of perseverance and skill. You'll be looking at the mortar screen a lot, but you have enough faith in yourself you'll get through it. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, gaming is practically my religion. Oh, she's got an idol. She needs to get rid of that. Let's pray for Clover. I don't think there's a single series I haven't at least dipped my toes into at this point. I don't doubt that at all. It would be safe to assume that Clover could talk about games for hours and hours and hours, or I let her. Speaking of religion, I know there is a Catholic school and all. This is a Catholic school and all, but that doesn't mean everyone here is Catholic. No, God, Gabriel's really... Are you Catholic like the school implies, or do you have views different of anyone? Maybe no one's asked Clover. And maybe... Clover seems to give the question a bit of thought, pauses for a bit, putting her finger just under her mouth while she does so, then shrugs. I don't know. I don't really think too much about it. There may be something up there, but I don't see the point in making a big fuss about it. Clover's answer is a bit surprising, to say the least. An atheist and agnostic to a Catholic school. Going to a Catholic school. So we got the atheist, we got the agnostic, and then there's the Catholic over there on the far right. I guess it shouldn't surprise me too much, though. Eva is probably Catholic, since I saw her in line for the confessional, but I still want to hear her thoughts on the matter. In fact, I want to hear what Arya says about the subject too, but maybe I shouldn't. It seems a sensitive topic after all. Yeah, probably a bunch of fanatical Bible-thumping freaks and even Catholic said back and to empty chair. Those who don't believe the Pope is a real Pope probably, no, you're a demon, same as Eva. You're a demon, nah. The Popes are all heretics. Nah, we'll never accept them, but we're not Protestant. Trust us, we're not Protestant. We're real hardcore Catholics. If there's Protestants, points a finger to the rest of us. It's you guys, you're the Protestants. Okay, so that could be a safer topic to music. TV shows are another safe topic that I'm sure could give me some insight into everyone. Just about everyone has a show or two that they're streaming, whether it's some popular stuff or some older or niche. But going to redirect the conversation now would be a good time as any. So, we're talking religion, music, TV shows. Teenage me would have been a dunce and just did religion. We all pretty much know that Eva's Catholic. Maybe it'll go on longer with Arya to see why she has. I think I just hit it on the nail though. Judgmental attitudes that just, I don't want to be part of this if that's what they do. And we know music, so we're going to go with TV shows. I wonder if anyone watches the same kind of stuff I do. There's so much content to consume, I doubt anyone would have the time to watch it all since it builds up over time. There's no way that all of it could be consumed by everyone who's interested. I'm willing to bet a lot of content will be lost in time, especially the less popular things, gems or not. Creators must get to a point in their career where they're wondering what creators nowadays, especially this game is perfect. I love this game because it's fresh and new. But I mean, on TV and stuff, what? If what they make will stand the test of time if it's just a job. I bet you most of them it's just a job. I transition the conversation over to the new topic. So what kind of shows do you watch? Well, I usually have a show up or a stream while I'm gaming, unless it's heavily atmospheric or a cutscene heavy game. Stuff like anime, sci-fi, or just VTubers being silly. Oh lord, why doesn't it surprise me that Clover would be the VTuber? Did you know a lot of Monster Girl VTubers have gotten popular lately? I don't really much about that stuff, but I imagine it's the same as any streamer, except they put a character's personality with them. I wish I could use, I've said this before too, my own model on PlayStation or here on the computer. I don't have a screen capture camera, and OSB, I'm still learning that, so can't say I'm familiar with VTubers, although I watched a few streamers before. Honestly, I'd rather play games than watch them being played. Some people are like that, some of them are like, even back in the 80s, you just stood around watching a person, a guy or even a girl from time to time, especially if they were hot on the tracks and they were really freaking good. And you just enjoyed their talent and listening to the whatever topic they were talking about. Yeah, I get that. I only really watch for the funny interactions they have together. Sometimes I feel its own form of drama TV. Well, especially with what's happened to Show Joe and Iron Mouse, which reminds me, I don't think that the IDF thing that she's put up is expired. So I will in the description box, I will give you a link to that. So if you want to donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, you can do so. I wish I had the money to do it. Or if you're like me, just share the link. That'd be great. You just kind of find a personality or two that you like, and you get swept away in the stream. And like I said, Iron Mouse. I think I saw one of those streams once. I think it was a fish girl, and she was talking to her viewers, calling them her prawns or something. I didn't take you for the type to watch anything like that. But yeah, she's a dolphin girl, and she calls her viewers shrimples. That's a whole different level I didn't think I was ready for. So, Eva, what kind of things are you watching? She thinks for a moment, toying with her bookmark. Honestly, not all that much. Sometimes my parents will have something on and I'll sit next to them while reading, but nothing that has ever captured my attention. I tried watching a show based on a book series I like, but it just didn't feel anything like how the book was written. Yeah, isn't that the truth? I look at her face. Woo! I assume that you're not the first person to have that opinion like that. In most cases, it's universally agreed upon to be true. It's funny how almost everyone comes to that conclusion. There are exceptions, of course, but by and large, books and movies are just two different type of mediums to be 100% faithful in their representation. And that goes the sideways too. A book based on the original movie, the movie comes out, then you have the book. A lot of the times, the books just don't do it justice like the movie did. Arya? Going to have to pass on that one. Oh, not much of a TV person? I can respect that. Nah, she probably doesn't want you to know about the witch and all the witch and magical girl. Just then, a pen hits Clover in the face with a quiet thud, interrupting her sentence. Ow. Okay, I get it. I'm no mention of your tastes. In the meantime, Arya looks away and continues listening to her music as if nothing's happened. I guess I'll have to get to know her better if I want to find out about her taste outside of music. At least Clover and Eva were more open to it, so it wasn't all for nothing. Just then I hear, oh God, Sarah call out to us to come over to do a free throw contest. Despite my hunger, I don't really have an excuse not to, so I agree. I'll be down in a bit. Well, I guess I shouldn't keep her waiting. They seem perfectly competitive out there. Have fun. I raise my hands to wave bye. Clover does likewise while Eva nods towards me before putting her focus back in the book. I head down the bleachers where Sarah, Ren, and Maya are waiting for me. There isn't much time for warm-ups, so my first few shots are a bit sloppy. I managed to beat Sarah's and Ren's score, but Maya takes the cake with a perfect 10 out of 10 shots. Maya is like, yeah, pretty boy, you and me tonight. Apparently Sarah and Ren had another running bet that I couldn't beat either of them, but since I beat everyone but Maya, I was granted immunity. I have to bear in mind how competitive they are when it comes to boys in sports, so I don't keep up ending as a target of their bets. The final bell of the day comes much to my relief. Having skipped out on lunch earlier, I vowed never to do that again, or at least keep another breakfast bar in my backpack for emergencies. After grabbing a quick snack near a nearby vending machine, I head to the library to get some more of my reading done, just for a change of atmosphere. Entering the library once again, I take in the atmosphere again, while the voices in the hallway slowly begin to fade. I seat myself at one of the tables, away from another person so I can concentrate on my book. I settle in, letting myself get immersed in the points that the author is trying to get across. I suddenly noticed something cold and wet hit the back of my neck. Oh dear God, now what? I look around to see what it could have been. Nobody is quite near enough for it to have been someone around me. Oh God, did someone shoot a loogie at me or, blow from the straw, the wet container? I look up to make sure that it's not a leaky air conditioner vent. Are we about to finally meet a bully here at the school? I've seen something like that happen once before in the buildings with poor maintenance. Whatever. I rub the water off my neck and return to my book. Unless it's Clover and she's coming through the vent. After another short while, I feel it again. What the heck? I say this out loud as I stand up and quickly look around. Ah, it's Clover. I notice Clover sitting in her usual spot with her big gaming setup, still working its magic. Okay, it's not a bully. I keep my eyes in her direction for a bit longer to see if I can catch her in the act. It doesn't take long for her to peek back towards me and jerk her face back forward. Was she gonna spit a loogie at me? Suspicious. I decide to sneak around the long way to get in her blind spot, ready to spook her. But as soon as I round the corner, gotcha! Water hits my face, the source of which seems to be coming from her fingertips. Her hands are in a finger gun shape. Okay. The thumbs up, with her pointer finger still aimed at my face. She chuckles as the water drips on my forehead. You got me. Neat trick. I say this half amused, half impressed. I can't be entirely mad. It is really quite unique skill. Many years of training, the art of my finger guns. I've gotta say, it's not really a fair fight. I'm gonna have to find a way to get you back somehow. What was it that Damien said that slime people are weak against? Maybe I can use that as an ammunition against her. Yeah, no, that's not it. The heat, water, well, they're made of water. I think it's cold. Hold on. I know it's not this. It might not be just for slime girls, but I recall tickling being a universal weakness to all the unaware. Yeah, but slime people aren't ticklish, so if you're not careful, I might sneak up behind you and tickle you or something in retaliation. Clover raises an eyebrow at this. I'd prefer you not. I value my personal space way too much for that. Besides, it would be very easy for me to counter by keeping your fingers stuck to my sides while I just blast you with cool water again. Guess that would be a bit awkward to do to someone I'm newly friends with. Either way, I think I should think another way of getting her back. Alright, I'll have to think of something else to use as revenge, like hard candies. Ooh, please do. I prefer sweet candies. Nothing sour though, which shocks my taste buds too much. Okay, I'm not sure where you taste it. If I hit the back of your head, are you just gonna absorb it? Now let's identify what it is, you know? There are way too many things that get stuck in my body to just absorb anything that gets stuck in me. What a strange conversation. I never in my life assumed that I would be talking about how a slime person works to a slime girl, no less. Well, since I'm technically taking a break now, why don't you show me what you're up to? I didn't really get a good look the other day. Yeah, sure. So you're familiar with FFKO already, right? Final 14 Nights Online. I've never played it, but it's an online action role-playing game where you fight monsters and interact with a bunch of other players. Those are the basics of any MMO, but what makes this one different is that your character can take on any role or class the game offers. Alright, that sounds fun, like a game I could get into. Is it going to take a while to catch up to you? Nah, the game really has a nice place from beginning to end, introducing you to each system as you go. I still don't know if that kind of commitment is something I'm ready for. Let's see if I can shift topics to other games. Well, I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I have been looking for some new single-player games lately. Have any recommendations? Without missing a beat, and amidst fighting hordes of monsters on screen, Clover responds to me excitedly. What's your poison? Pick a genre or any genre. I have recommendations that you'll have time to play. They'll all have to insist if you want to get back to gaming. I wouldn't mind having an IRL friend to play Final 14 Nights with. Plus, the game is having a promotion for new players soon, so now would be a good time to start as any. Okay, I'll consider it. It does look pretty high quality. As long as it doesn't get in the way of my other school activities. Well, I watch her for now. More enemies and explore the world she's in. I think for what types of games I might like to get recommendations for. Okay, I'm ugh. I do like story-heavy games. You know, I've been hearing a lot about cinematic games. Hold on, I've got to hydrate. Although there also, what we suggested does suggest Clover is ticklish, but we will not. Anyway, stuff that has a deep and emotional plot tied to it. Are you sure you don't want to watch a movie, read a book? It's getting there. Stuff like that I'm into. First off, you have those movie type games you're talking about, which still usually have quite a bit of action in them as well. Then you have the visual novels, such as what we're playing. Usually anime art style, but some Western styled visual novels have been doing a good job keeping up too. I particularly like the Stay Fake Gate series as well as the Octory Games trilogy. And if you don't mind a bit of slice of life between the seriousness, I love does. More hardcore than anime bound. Then again, it does have some benefit of basically being a book with visuals and music. Maybe trying one will broaden my horizon about both the gaming and anime front. Let's see. Something to relax. Got anything nice, chill vibe like that? Depends if you want casual games or not. The trifecta of Comfy Core, Mineshaft, Terrarium, and Anime Crossing. Though there are a lot of sandboxes like these, they're the ones that have become most popular. Then there's the simulation games, anything from Ram World to Roller Coaster Capitalist, or anything else that you can build and watch your little peons do the pretty chill. Lastly, rhythm games can be relaxing if you're better at them at least. Sure, they'll pump you with their music, but once you get into the vibe, your body and mind will start to sync with the music. Sounds pretty comfy. No, not to me. Have to keep that in mind. Mood. Okay, so we just did high action. Didn't we? Okay, maybe not. Shady Shoals complains about the difficulty, but once you learn your movesets as well as the enemies, you're golden. Then there's the first-person shooters. I've always been a fan of the Classic Flags mod. Oh God. And Quarter Life, Half-Life. Fighting games can also get your blood pumping if you get competitive with it, but there are casual fighters for newbies too. There really are a lot of genres, action realm, but those could get you started there. Okay. Just to pass the time. Something not too serious for when I'm bored between classes. Clover points her finger at her side monitor, the one with all the little games seemingly playing themselves. See all those gotcha games I have over there? I wonder if she does the horsey game. There's no need to really get grind to the extent. I just like to make sure that I get all the characters every time they're released. but that's not necessary to beat the games. Most people just play the story sections, do their daily quests, and occasionally go hard during the events. Now, I don't recommend them for most people because it's very possible to get addicted. You mean like you? Guilty. I can make as many excuses I would like. At least I'm not spending money, but all the time I spend could go to better use. I just like all the cute characters. I'm a collectomaniac. I can stop anytime, I swear. Okay, you keep telling yourself that. That I do. Anyways, now friend you on them so you can boost up your teams. Yeah, that's all of them, so I know who to ask. Pick out my phone to make a note of all the games she suggested. It's the only way I'm going to remember half of these. So you're going to go to the arcade with everyone tomorrow after school? Oh yeah, Sarah told me about that. I wasn't sure who was all going, but I guess it would make a sense you'd be there too. Does it though? I am an introvert after all. A self-aware one at that. You're not complete shut-in after all, are you? Don't let my sharp wit fool you. After this conversation, I'm going to go right back into the zone. Anyways, Ren and Eva are coming too. Well, that's interesting. I honestly didn't expect Eva. Or even, Ren would be a fan of the fighting games. Your skills if you want to play her. And Eva? She's surprisingly good at, oh lord, rhythm games. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself, but it's a fact. What about Arya? I was thinking about asking her to come along, since she doesn't seem to have a lot of people to hang with. Yeah, well, Sarah and her don't really get along that much, so I doubt she'd extended an invitation to her. Oh, is there some sort of bad blood between them? It's a religious nature. Sarah was raised hardcore evangelical Christian. Well, she seems fine around people like me who don't care about religion. She has a problem with Arya's dabblings in the occult. Oh, ooh. What, like pagan stuff? That's a bit more of a surprise to me than her just saying that she has issues with religion. Never really taken any of that stuff seriously, considering the myths and the silly shows that air about witch covens and whatnot. Is she into it seriously or just a fascination with it? Don't know. It really doesn't concern me all that much since I'm not as close enough with Arya or Sarah to get involved. Just saying, if you want to accept Arya, keep that in mind. I'll have to think about it. In the meantime, I won't keep you from what you're doing here. Besides, I was going to try and finish this book before you spanked me across the library. Sorry about that. No worries, I'll see you tomorrow then. Laters! So things are getting interesting. Clover weighs again, still facing her screen like before. I hope she does well on her test tomorrow despite the assumption that she hasn't read her book. Then again, if what Sarah said is true, she may not have a problem being naturally smart and all. I wonder how she'll make up for the knowledge only found in these books, however. Online? Oh well, not my problem. I guess I'd better find a place out of Clover's range of Clover's antics, if I want to concentrate this time. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm starting so much that this is where we're going to save. And we will see each other again in this series next Sunday. Now, if you excuse me 1 second, I'm going to look something up. the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you, Lord, for this time together. Bless us as we go our separate ways, and keep us in your care until we meet again. Amen. So, I enjoyed the shot. Cat Elf VTuber. I gotta make another video on my VTube model. I changed him a bit. Even though I don't have a beard, he does. So he kind of, and his white suit, he kind of makes me look like a Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders. So I'll probably make another video so you guys can see me that way. Things are getting interesting. And yeah, as a Southern Baptist, they wouldn't like the occult or magic or stuff like that. So, we'll see each other again. I hope you, again, thank you so much for the last video. The 40 some odd video watchers, views. I'm honored. I am honest to God honored about that. And yeah. I'll talk to you all in the next one. I'll probably do some more music videos for the Wholesome. And you'll see other stuff. Ciao. Once again. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.